It's Friday. It's April 4th, 2025. Just wanted to take some time to reflect on the downloads I received today, more so as a result of me taking a seminar, if you will, just for my spiritual growth. And there was a lot of validation, a lot of resonation, and it was just highly encouraging. Um, Giving confirmation to where I am in my spiritual walk, and more confirmation and validation concerning the things that I've been feeling lately, um, where I'm finding my joy and satisfaction and keeping that momentum going. Um, it's so simple, it's so simple, but it just seems really complicated when we just don't exercise our will with what we know. Um, that makes it seem far fetched because without the experience, it's really hard to kind of tap into that if it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to like keep something going that you're not initiating, right? So for myself, I'm being reminded to really take what I know to be pleasant to me more seriously, like to pay attention to that, to be mindful of that, and to lean towards that in my decisions. Um, I'm at a point where I'm really excited in my life because, I'm letting go of a lot of things, and I don't know, it's just something that is so exciting. It's so exciting. Sound like Kevin Hart. So excited. Sorry. I digress. But yeah, it's so exciting to not know exactly what's going to take place, but knowing that what's coming is good. Like it's going to be really good. That's what I feel all up in my bones and everything. And I don't know. I just wanted to share this. I kind of wish I recorded earlier when I was like really hyped up. But nevertheless, I'm happy to be sharing this because, you know, um, there's more of that to come. And I don't know. It's kind of hard not to share when it's very clear. You understand what I'm saying? Like when my mind is very clear on what it is that I'm receiving, I have no problem sharing that. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more with, like I said, paying attention to those things that bring me pleasure, um capturing that, and then sharing that with you guys, so that for those who may come across my channel and may be struggling a little bit with the magic in their life, um I just want to be a simple reminder of what lies within you, right? That when you look at me, or that when you listen to what I have to share, you'll be reminded of that greatness that lies within you and just needs to be tapped into. Um, what else? I was just thinking, right? Just how simple, you know, saying it's important for us to love ourselves. Like it's really easy to say that with my mouth, right? I must love myself. I must love myself. And I just was going a little bit deeper today in understanding what that self is, and in realizing that that can't be validated by someone else, in a sense that I'm going to see a replica of myself in someone else in order for me to feel okay with expressing myself in different ways, through various ways of creativity, if you will. Um, it's just something satisfying and refreshing about reminding myself that the reflection that we seek in each other is really not to see exactly ourselves in that person. It's more so this energy of creativity, right? It's not that I want to look at you and see exactly what I want to do. It's more of this energy that surrounds your carefreeness or your freeness or your liberation to just be yourself, right? Um and so I don't know, that's just very helpful to me. It's like very clear to my mind, especially when I think about people who have changed the game, have come here and just been themselves, like going in this direction. I feel like I'm joining the best of them. You know what I mean? It's not to say that others are irrelevant. It's just like, it's just to remind me and encourage me to know that those who really got out here and inspired people inspired them because they were different in their own right. You understand what I'm saying? And they just weren't afraid of being that. And I'm constantly being reminded by my spirit team that I'm not alone in that. Like when I think about these people that inspire me, I'm not alone in the feeling that you are not the only one who has gone up against resistance when you are wanting to share something that has not been shared before or has not been said in the way that you say it, right? That brings a different angle for others to see things a little bit clearer. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, it's so simple, right? But it just seems like it's so hard for a lot of people to grasp that it's okay to be you. Like, it's okay to be you. And oh yeah, that's what it is. I had a situation yesterday where I was on a high, okay? I was on a high. It was showing through my body language. I was on the road. I was having a good time. You know, not an endangerment, just having a good time, as far as I understand, right? I feel like I'm very responsible behind the wheel, right? But for some reason, I noticed this pissed people off, right? And I think for the first time, I kind of got to know how it feels for others who are thrill seekers. Give me 1 second. I really think I got to see for the first time how thrill seekers really feel. Yeah. And what they might go up against in the world when they are doing things that other people consider to be dangerous. Like, I've never seen it in this way before because, we, when you're thinking about the laws of the land and all that stuff and just how people want to abide by that in order to show that they're good people and things of that nature, I don't know. I just got another take and I said, oh, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like when you got somebody who is not afraid to do something that others may deem dangerous, or they're scared. Or I started to think about like gymnasts, people who do like a lot of crazy stuff with their body in the sense of um, athleticism. And could you imagine? I was just thinking about how we could imagine, like, if you had a Karen energy around, right? How we would have never came across these great athletes, triathletes, and, just all these people that we know that just set the bar when it comes to what they do. Like, they stand out because they are different. And they're different in a good way, in a sense that it gives humanity another level to see of what we're capable of doing. And so when you see that, you kind of get excited because you're like, wow, right? Wow. And so I don't know, I just felt like I had like a lesson in where I was kind of tested to think the best of my situation, to think the best of me and my intentions, and how that is so important when you are doing you. When you are happy with being yourself and knowing that your intention is not to go out here and harm people. You just trying to be you. But I'll also notice that there are people who, when they're not in that energy, they will sometimes take your freedom and your liberation as a threat, and then they want to get in your energy. Like, I was thinking about how silly it would be, right, for a person to be, let's just say a person was like doing flips and stuff in public, right? Kind of like how dancers go in public in New York and they start dancing and stuff like that. And I imagine how difficult that would be if everyone around them kept trying to get in their energy as to say what they were doing was dangerous. Like, please don't do that. I know you're having a good time, but try to make sure that you're not kicking somebody over here or whatever, whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, like, in that situation, all the person has to do is walk around. That's all you have to do is walk around. And I was thinking the same thing on the road. Like, all you have to do is go around if you can, right? Go around. And this is what I was doing on the road. Like, I wasn't waiting for other people to make a move. I realized that people were in their groove, right? They were in their vibe, right? Kind of like, this is kind of like life. I feel like this lesson is kind of like a lesson on life. We are all on a different vibrational, wavelength, if you will, or we're just on a different vibe. Sorry, I don't mean to make this all complicated, but we're just on a different vibe, right? So you'll have some people who are on the road, they cruising. And then you have other people on the road, they're dipping. And then you have other people on the road that are like in the middle, right? You know what I mean? And I just feel like the problem isn't that you should be going slow, you should be going the speed limit, you should be going fast. I think the problem is when you're trying to, give me a second. I think the problem is when we're trying to be something that we're not, right? That we're not. That's where the issue is, because that shows a contradiction between our mind and our emotion, and that is always going to turn out bad. Not only for us, but for others. And when I mean bad, I just feel it's not going to serve us. It's not going to serve us when we do that. It's best to be honest and authentic. And I was truly authentic on the road. I was having a good time. I was feeling myself. I'm like, hey, you ain't got to move. I'm going to go around. So I'm dipping and dodging and doing my thing, right? And I can't help but have this meditation with myself because I'm dealing with thoughts of where, oh no, VX. So I had to, do a little pep talk with myself, right? And I'm like, what is it about what you experienced on the road? What is it that may have triggered you, or what is it, the stance that you wish to take? And mine was like, listen, I don't have no intention of trying to go out here and harm nobody, but I do notice when people, I'm very empathetic, I'm a good energy reader, and I know when people are trying to get in my energy. I know when people are trying to rain on my parade. And so I feel like the best decision to do when you're in that situation, so I think the best thing to do in that situation is not to try to get in a Karen energy where you're trying to control what other people do in order to prove that the only way you can have peace is if somebody does what you want them to do. I feel like it's best to go within, figure out what it is that you can do, and then implement that, right? Before you try to go and address somebody as to what they should and should not do. I just think that's the best approach. So this was taking place with me, and I was all up in my reflections, y'all. I'm like, come on. Like, it's almost like my spirit team is really good at allowing me to see hypocrisy so that I'm not hard on myself, because I'm a veteran of the armed forces. And so, I've been responsible for not only myself but other people's lives, um, and have had to make sound decisions on the fly when it comes to motor vehicles. And to know that I live in a country where they were okay with me signing documentations in order to protect our land, but not entrust me to do the same on the road. And the reason why I say this, because I know these people that have a problem with me know my background because they've done the research, right? So I just think it's funny when people are trying to project their insecurities onto you and as to make you feel guilt and shame. And I just want to take this time to just share how grateful and thankful I am to the Most High Mother and Father for just bringing me to this space in my life where it's becoming more easier to nip stuff like that in the bud. Like, it's extremely hard for me to get hard on myself now, and that lets me know I'm heading in the right direction, because that allows me to keep a momentum that allows me to look forward to this continual flow of goodness in my life, you know. And I want to share that because I think it's important for us as a collective to be doing this, like to really think about the things that make you happy, and just know that when you do that, it doesn't mean that everybody is going to agree with us, but it does mean that you will be in a vibe, right, that will not only affect your life for the better, but it'll affect those for the better around you. And I just went on to think about like just how all these people that have come before us and have brought forth ideas within themselves, just being so creative, like how we wouldn't even have a role in that today, like experiencing those creativities today, if it wasn't for these people believing in themselves enough to go against the resistance of not seeing this, right? Like, to come up with something new and innovative means that you didn't have anything to look at as far as seeing the replica of the vision that you have in your mind on the physical plane. So it takes a extra, I don't even want to say extra, but it takes a backbone. It takes spine. It takes courage. It takes bravery to come through and trust in what it is that you see and hold on to that. And don't hold on to that because you just feel I just gotta do this. No, you hold on to this because you really know it's bringing you joy. Like, you feel good, right? The only thing that you might struggle with is the fact that you're not gonna find people agreeing with this because it's not their vision. It's not their baby, if you will. It's not their child. Yeah, this is not something they see vividly like you can see in your mind. So I feel good because I feel like that's the direction I'm heading in, and I see it happening now. That is something that I asked for years ago, where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to be out here regurgitating what other people say. I'm not saying what they contribute is not helpful. I'm just saying I believe wholeheartedly I'm not here to copy somebody else. I'm not here to do what other people have done. I'm here to bring forth an aspect, an angle of the Most High, so that we can remember our greatness together and give back. You understand what I'm saying? Give back, right? Because it feels good to do that. I feel good doing that, right? And so I'm just going to keep this thing going because I just know there's so much there. And I was just so proud of myself yesterday as I was reflecting on these things. I'm like, girl, you have come a long way. Y'all just don't understand. Yeah, yeah. Talk about Debbie Downer. Like, that was something that was easy for me. Back in the day, that was real easy for me. So, and it was funny because I noticed that some people could see the light in me and they always wanted to bring that bubbliness out of me, but I was so fucking cautious. Yeah, there was a lot of things I was cautious about. And that's not a bad thing, because I think it's good to be honest with yourself, because you might have to go redo things over because you're not sure. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying I can look back and I can see from a different perspective that the way certain people viewed me, it wasn't like they were disgusted with me or mad with me. It was more of like Deb, I see this side of you that's just so bright. And I love that. And, and it's like, yeah, I see you love that, but there's a lot of trifling things that are going on around here. And I just don't want to be food for the wolves, right? So you just got to get to this place of confidence. And that just doesn't come by ignoring yourself, right? It can't come by ignoring yourself. You have to pay attention to yourself. You have to, you know, like I said, just keep an eye on the things that really, really make you feel good and move towards that. Like, even when, yeah, a lot of people are saying no. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about a scenario right now where it didn't seem, the hindsight is 2020. It didn't seem like the ideal situation, but it was definitely something within me that gave me the go. And when I say it gave me the go, it meant there was no guilt there. There was no shame, no guilt. And so if I hadn't gone through that situation, I don't even think I would know the strength I have today. So I'm grateful for the grace to grow. That's what I'm grateful for. Like, it's like having these spiritual parents that just know, like, you're not going to be perfect, but I want you to know that I've provided all of this for you to experience. To experience, and I know you're going to come along. I know you're going to get the lesson, daughter. That's what I feel, the spirit. I feel my spirit team. I feel my ancestors just surrounding me and loving on me and just telling me to live. Just live, girl. Sorry, I don't want to cry. I'm sorry. But that's how I feel. I feel this spiritual hug, this spiritual, it just lets me know that if there's something that you missed on this physical plane through parents, through friends, it's there. It's there in spirit. I promise you, it's there. And it's so tangible. It's so tangible. So I'll tell myself sometimes, oh, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like to have a loving father in your life. This is what it feels like to have a mother who cares for you and looks out for you. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Like, this is amazing. Yeah. And you know how women say, I'm every woman. Black women in general. Because that was sung by a black woman. I feel that's how the Most High comes off to me. Like, I'm everything. I'm sorry. You know what the song I'm thinking of? Let me correct myself. Mary J. Blige's You Are Everything. That's what it feels like. It feels like the Most High is everything. It's everything. The Creator is everything. God is everything. The universe is everything. The all within the all. It's everything. And whatever you need, it's there to tap into. It can be that, right? And so it's not to say that we can't have these experiences on the physical plane of having a loving mother, a loving father, or being a loving father, or being a loving mother, or finding a spouse that we are so delighted in spending our lives with. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's there in the spirit. Like, in order for it to exist on this physical plane, it had to start in the spirit. So it's always there in spirit if we want it. It's always there. Sometimes we just got to slow down and we got to really, really listen to ourselves and be okay with what we receive. Like, be okay with what we hear. And again, a good indicator is you feeling better. It was like a pit stop for me spiritually. I felt like a pit stop where somebody was saying and help me out with my alignment, and I kind of got to tune up, y'all, today. And it felt so good. It felt so good. So I just wanted to take that time to share that. Hopefully I ain't leaving nothing else out. So yeah, my heart is full of gratitude, and it is my intention to keep that going. And I hope you do the same. And just know, yeah, nobody's gonna love you like you love you. Yeah, so be your best friend. Be your best friend. I know. Be your best friend. Be your own